Hello, Internet. So yeah, we're gonna make sure everything's working here, and then we'll get started in a second. So just give us a second here, and then everything's gonna be cool. Or we will be streaming shortly. Oh, you turn the light on in here. Okay. Oh, this is done charging. Cool. That means I can charge the other controller. Yay! Okay, did tweet. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so you both ready?
Yep.
Alrighty, let me tweet this out, and we'll be starting. Alrighty. Do. Where's my thing at? What time is it on the thing? Okay. Okay, just give us a few seconds, and we'll be starting shortly.
No, we won't. It's a trap. A trap.
Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 250. Woo, yeah, 250. I'm Taking Master, joined by
RPG Maniac 05.
And Traptical.
So yeah, today we got so much we've been playing. Maybe a question, who knows? I have no idea what's up with the news, so I don't know about that either. So yeah.
Good job. Way to be on top of things.
250, yeah.
250 episodes and we still can't get it together.
Hey. Destiny dudes.
Well, actually, it's more
Destiny.
like 350 and we still can't get it together, but yeah, numbers.
It's like, I could totally get it together if I wanted to, but I don't want to get it together because, you know, Destiny dudes. Destiny. Like, I cannot stop playing it, so... I don't care. I don't care, you know, it's not like I died or anything, so... Everything's cool. Everything's cool. So, who's the good first one they've been playing?
I won't.
Or should we just start off with the Disney Gush Fest, or Love Hate, or where do we stand now? Almost 1 month later.
Yeah, I still love it, actually. Surprisingly. Or, I guess not surprisingly. You would... If you have not been listening to us, you would think it's surprising because you think that Destiny is terrible because you haven't played it. You're just like, oh, I got mediocre reviews. It was a flop. Haha, Sony. You got exclusive on. Anyway, but no, it's really good. We finally beat the raid over this past week.
I didn't.
RPG
didn't.
Yeah, he's like.
But he's only level 25 right now. But he's almost there. At 26, we could already start running through it.
Well, I'm never going to get there because it's impossible to get materials. I'm not gonna do it.
You know, actually, I don't know that you can carry players through it. There are parts where the teamwork aspect, like in the beginning, there's sort of a teamwork aspect. 3 teams of 2. And yeah, there you can kind of carry each other through it. But there are certain sections, and this was very surprising to me when we encountered them. It was just everyone's individual skill. Like you had to have a certain level of skill, otherwise you couldn't get through. And then in the end, there's sort of almost a random aspect to it. So you know, even if you've decided, okay, we're going to have our 3 best players do this thing, you can't guarantee that it will always be those 3 players that have to do it.
Oh, you mean the part with the shield?
Yeah, essentially that part.
Because like I was wondering like why it kept spawning me in the group with the shield every time at that part. So
actually, the way that it works is
with
whoever's closest.
Oh, okay.
So the 3 who are closest get to stay, and the 3 who are farthest go. That's
I
why.
think that's the other cool thing is like, you know, there's multiple parts at the end of like, you know, if you've only done this like once, there's like stuff that could happen where it's like, oh, this is completely different the second time through.
Yeah.
Because Gabriel was telling me, go through the portal, take an experience. And I was like, okay, I'll go. I'll be on the away team.
Yep. Because the first time, I feel sort of bad. Like, did you like the raid?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
I thought it was super cool.
See, the thing is, like, when we played it, because Gamer and I, and oh, I love his description of the team. It was Gamer, me, Zaffro, the crazy Australian with the broken mic, and another guy
Sounds like
who was later replaced by an awesome dude who I guess had done it before. And then 2 tries later, after 4 hours of struggle, we finally beat the boss. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. But yeah, the first time through the raid was so awesome. It was just, I really loved figuring it out. We were just trying our darnest, like dying over and over and over again, trying to figure out what you were supposed to do, what were the things killing you. And Tekken, because you went through, most of the team that Tekken went with, like, we had already done it once. And so you did not have that part of the experience, which I think, I don't know, like, I think we have to try to do that for the second raid. Like, the team that you go in, try to get no one who has ever seen the raid yet.
I don't know how to
because,
call
like,
that part with the
there was
maze,
that-
dude. Like
okay.
if you're doing that the first time, how the F would you know how to get out, dude? Like, with the flipping those things that see you and kill you, like, that would be a headache.
That part was a headache, but the earlier part, the first sort of fighting, or like the second fighting area, once you're inside, and figuring out what were the things that were doing insta kill on everyone, and it was just like, oh, this is so cool. We're figuring it out, and then just having this epic struggle against, hobgoblins that continuously spawn in the distance, and tons of goblins that keep spawning near you, and all the while trying to make sure that you kill all the other things that are killing you. It's just like, it was intense. But yeah, the second time, that intensity was not there. Or at least for me, it was just like, it felt very relaxed compared to our first run through, and it went so smoothly. Yeah, I think the first raid run, it took us 6 to 8 hours.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was insane. We were up very late the first night, and we got to the boss, and then we died over and over and over and over and over again on the boss. And then the next night, it was like another 2 hours of struggling before, and by then we had figured it out. Like, we were actually doing pretty well for the most part. But then we had one guy who I guess wasn't on a mic and couldn't hear us, and because the rest of us knew what was going on, we sort of forgot that person didn't, and there would be times like he would have the shield and it's like, cleanse, 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 and then everyone dies. Like, what happened? Who? Oh, he had it. It's like, yeah, L1 is cleanse. And then just like, yeah, mishap after mishap, and it was just like, this is getting frustrating. And finally recruited someone who had done it already, and like, wow, 2 tries later. But yeah, before that, it was just, it was so cool figuring out the raid.
Yeah, I can't wait until there's like more of them. Because like, to me, it's like this is like a paradigm shift of where it just like it separates itself so much more from like the field of like FPS games that are like already there. I'm just like, dude, it doesn't even come close. Like, the stuff that we were doing, and like, I mean, the only bad thing is like, I wish like in the context of the story I knew what was going down. It was just like, you have all this stuff that's like seems epic and like happening, but I don't know what's happening because it's never explained. It's like, oh, it seems like it's really cool, and like you get a Grimar card, but if only I knew the lore behind it, that'd be even more better. But whatever. It's like,
yeah,
man,
parts of it
so
felt
insane.
very almost like it's not even finished being built. There are parts like the corridors that lead between the different areas that you have your sort of special encounters in. Some of them are really weird. It's like they're just random. And then there was the one where like we knew what to do this time, but the first time we went in, it was just, we looked around for 10 minutes or so. I was like, where are we supposed to go? And then it turned out you have to just leap of faith, and it was like 50-story drop. And that's where you're supposed to
that
go.
would be crazy. Yeah, figuring all that out. Ugh.
Yeah, it was really weird. But on the other hand, it sort of works in its favor, because yeah, the part that I really liked was figuring all this stuff out. That was really cool. And so if there had been narration, like the ghost was telling you stuff or just anything, I don't know if it would have been quite as cool.
And the other thing for me is like it's like after playing the raid and then seeing other people get like awesome stuff and then like seeing it's random and seeing like I didn't get any of it, it just it kind of like makes the raid the centerpiece of like, okay, well, the gear I was building up to like go back in after getting destroyed the first time worked because we didn't get wrecked the second time and my defenses were good. However, my weapons were pretty good too. So it's like, you know, you're gonna have to have like your weapons and your like armor both built up, and then just like you know, when you're raid ready, you know you're like just ready to just like do anything in Destiny because you're just good to go across the board. And then but then you get to raid and it's like, oh, there's raid gear. So it's like, what the f do you like?
There's even better stuff.
It's like, yeah, there's even better stuff. There's just like, oh, it's like it almost crushed me. It's like it almost crushed me. And then Gamer got the chest piece and it's like he's the warlock. So it's like. Now it's like I'm no longer like the most awesomest warlock. It's just like yeah, just, and then I get to see it on him and like, oh, that looks awesome. I wish I had it. And then like the other day I was in the tower and I see someone like run by with the exotic, or not the exotic, but that like the cape from the raid with their hunter, and I'm like, oh, I want that with my hunter. So now it's just like, it just makes me just like want it more. Just just f you Destiny. You're like, just like will not let me sleep because it's like, you know, you always want to be working towards that next thing that's more awesome. But like, luckily we got the patch today that you know, gives you legendaries for the weeklies. So, but then of course, like I only went through with my warlock on the weekly today. So I went through with my titan and hunter yesterday. So they didn't get it. So I would have got 3 legendary weapons or 3 legendary anything. So whatever, it's cool. And then that means I get
shotgun.
And then that means I get like, you know, 3 legendary shards if or ascendant shards if I just want to break them down and be like, whatever, I'm not going to use these. So. Oh yeah, RPG was there with me because, oh dude, that okay. Today's weekly heroic is ridiculous. It's the one with the tank and the Valen, or I can't pronounce his name. It's on Mars. That one with the tanks. And when you get to him, and like there's so many scions and so many shield guys, and just it's ridiculous.
Man.
And then me, Gamer, and Crafty tried the Nightfall one, and we got to the end, but then we couldn't clear it, and it's just like,
really.
Oh,
Which one is that one? That one's also Mars.
Yeah,
right?
it's the same map.
Oh, it's the same. Oh, that's right.
And then the thing is, like, since it's the part with the tank, like, you know, it's one shot and you die, so it's very tense in that section of like, we need to clear this without dying, or we're gonna wipe and go back to orbit because it's nightfall, and it's just,
man.
Oh my god, this game!
Let's do it.
It's so
Aimless,
crazy.
assemble!
No.
Oh, and that was like the other cool thing that happened today was when I was playing the weeklies, I was noticing, you know, certain classes are actually like better at certain things when they have their special like set a certain way. Like if I have my double shield with my Titan, I can just, you know, be a distraction to the boss or whatever, and then just be like, hey, shoot me, and then put my shield up and be like, ha ha ha, no damage. While my 2 teammates are just like, yeah, no, now he's distracted, pop 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 pop, and just yeah, that's pretty cool because I was playing my Titan yesterday, and then
yeah, I was about to say that didn't happen today.
and then like with the hunter with the golden gun, it's like, you know, you get 3 shots of, you know, awesome damage, so if you can just get him just whittled down enough, be like, all right hunter, it's your turn, and just boom, it's over. So it's like, yeah, you just continually see the layers upon layers of like stuff in Destiny if you like know what you're doing or just how to, you know, work as a team and whatnot. But today was brutal because it's me and RPG, and it's level 28, and I'm 28, but RPG's 25, and then someone joined us that was 27. And yeah, it took like...
And it still took forever.
Almost 2 hours. And it was brutal. But it was worth it because I got my strange coins. So I have like... I think I have like over 100. It's ridiculous. So
over 100 strange coins?
Like,
really?
Or like 91. I don't know. I have a lot. So when Zerg comes back, yeah, game on. I will be buying the crap out of stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Disney, love it.
We got really close to not completing the raid yesterday.
We did
because when you guys were in the portal on the last time, and this is going to be very
like when it says the thingy is approaching.
Yeah, it's like rage approaching. Apparently, it just kills everyone, and you wipe, and you have to do it again.
Wow.
And but Crafty, you know, he got out his rocket launcher, and I saw the rocket go, and I was like, "Oh yay, we win!" It was awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait to do it again and then be on the team that's not in the portal. So it's like, but then isn't, I guess that when you're outside, you probably just kill stuff. So,
Yeah, the outside one. So when we did it the first time, the outside team or the inside team was Gamer, Zafro, and I, and we just got really good at taking out the glowy things and getting out of the portal when it didn't glitch, because sometimes it glitched and that was really annoying. And then the outside team, we ran into this problem where, because the things that are outside, they look like regular harpies, except that they explode when they get near you. And that basically insta-kills you.
oh man.
And what happened was the outside team was not clearing them really. They were just sort of holding the portals open. And so occasionally the away team would come back through the portal and then die instantly. It would just be like, what happened? And it was because one of those harpy landmines was outside, and you come out and you can't see, and we just died instantly. And so it became a situation where it's like, okay, well, what we realized was every time you get Time of Vengeance, you have unlimited super. Like, it just refills over and over again. And so what we'd come out doing is just like, super our way out of the portal. So everything in front of the portal is gone, and then we would be safe, and then we'd start attacking the boss. So, the team that doesn't go, they can just use a bunch of supers and clear the portals.
Ah. I guess. Good to know.
Yep, it's cool. Man, can't wait for the second raid. There's going to be more than 3 raids, right? I hope so.
No.
Over
How
10
much you have
years.
to pay for them?
Well, there was that leaked content thing, but I didn't look at it.
I didn't look at it either.
Okay. We'll assume there's going to be more raids. Otherwise, really? Just the one raid?
I'd imagine there's 3, one with each expansion. Like
Yeah,
two with
at
the expansion
least,
and then
I
one with
think.
the base game. So.
Yep. Oh man. And we've already found one area that isn't used anywhere in the game. So.
And actually, it's kind of cool because, like, at first I was thinking, the thing that Bungie said about, before the game came out was like, you could look at someone and say, oh, this person's played a ton of PvE, or oh, this person played a ton of PvP. I was like, dude, we all kind of have the same armor right now. If you're just buying it from the vendors and like the Vanguard or the just getting legendary drops, but then Raid Gear kind of changes things. It's like, okay, well, I see, yeah, and now I want it, and it's like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, you will want to have that awesome thing that person has wearing around that you see them in the tower and be like,
it's true.
That's pretty awesome. I want one now. So, yeah.
Because we got out of the raid and we got Chatterwhite.
Oh, that too, dude. That was that, man.
Yeah.
For the longest time, after someone clears the raid and they get your Chatterwhite shader, it's like you see them and you're like, oh, I want the white shader because it makes your armor look awesome because it's the white armor. It's like, man, just so angry.
Well, see, when I saw people wearing it, I was like, why? I mean, you don't have to wear it. But then after completing the raid the first time, I was like, oh no, I get it now. Like,
Badge of
you
honor.
do have to wear
Yeah.
it.
It's like, yeah, I cleared the raid.
It was amazing.
So my Warlock will basically only be wearing that until the next raid. So yeah.
But yeah, look, well, originally it did seem sort of like that, where you could look at other people's gear and know where they had spent most of their time. But because I had like a lot of future war cult stuff, and that means I've been playing Crucible because you have to use Crucible marks to buy them. But then I saw Tekken, you had like a future war cult fusion rifle, I think, or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
it said it on the side. I was like, what? You can just get them as drops? Like, well,
the
then
thing with that one, I think,
that's
was
sort of
the like when you reach level 3 Vanguard, you get a free legendary item, and I think that was one of them, maybe, or it could have been just a
And
drop.
it's-
I don't remember.
it's just from one of the. Yeah, like that part was sort of weird. So then, now I'm just like, well, you can't really tell, because that thing is a Crucible item, but Tekken hasn't played Crucible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they upped the drop rate on legendaries with the weeklies, like we just talked about.
Yeah.
So yeah, not so much. At least not on weapons.
Gonna be different.
I just want to get some boots. It's all I want. Why are they making it so difficult? I'm never gonna get to do anything fun.
Is Queen's Wrath over, or is that till the 6th?
Till the 6th.
Okay. So there's still hope. Maybe they're out of helmets.
Well, I guess. I guess there's also stuff like that. It's like a PvE only, and like maybe they'll be like have like Iron Banner stuff where it's like if you have Iron Banner gear, that's obviously someone that plays PvP, and someone that has like the limited PvE events like Queen's Banner on. It's like, oh, okay, they're in the PvE and not Crucible. So yeah.
Oh man, Iron Banner. I'm not sure what it's gonna be like now. Originally, I thought, the progress after level 20 is sort of slowed a lot. So you don't necessarily have better stuff if you've just played more. But maybe you do. So I'm very curious to see what Iron Banner is gonna be like when it finally comes out, and all the level restrictions are off, and it's just like, who has the better gear? Who's been playing for more hours?
So yeah, Destiny. That's one of the games I've been playing. Well, kind of only a game I will probably be playing until Far Cry 4. So yeah, November.
So good. Fun.
I don't know about
You've been playing it
Destiny.
too. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. This game is just, I don't know. I've been frustrated with everything I've been playing recently, so I'm just like, I'm just done with video games right now. I'm just done with it. Gosh. Effing PS4. Just F it.
Well, my other thing, I went back to PS3 and rented Thor, because I was talking last week about how Disney Infinity is the de facto good Iron Man game or good Thor game, because there really aren't any good Iron Man or Thor games. But then I realized I've actually never played the Thor game, and I have no idea if that's accurate or not. So I got it and started playing it. Yeah, I think Disney Infinity is still a better Thor game. Even though I guess it does kind of make you feel like Thor, but Thor can't fly for some reason in his own game. Can he fly in the comics?
Yeah.
He can, right?
Of course
It's
he
not.
can.
Well, like, because the way they show it in the sort of triggerable cutscenes in the game is like, and I think it's like this in the comic too. He sort of throws the hammer, but then doesn't let go, and then he flies. But he can fly without it, right?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure he can fly. I don't think
Yeah.
it's not a thing. that
I think he can fly. I'm not really sure.
He's like the Norse god of weather and stuff. He has to be able to fly. It's like not a thing.
He can't do it from the ground.
Maybe. Yes. Maybe.
Well,
He has to be able to. I'm pretty sure he's done it in like the movies and stuff, hasn't he? Crap, now I don't know.
I think
Now
he
I
always
don't
has the
know.
hammer when he
Huh.
flies.
I think
Yeah, but he doesn't do that throwy thing that you're talking about though. When he
Hmm.
flies. He just carries it with him on his belt. Does he wear a belt?
He doesn't. Yeah, that's not how that works, RPG.
I don't know.
Anyway, the game isn't terrible, actually. I've played much worse. Like the Spider-Man 3 game, that was terrible. What other game have I really hated? That was the only one that made me mad. I had the special edition of that one, too. It cost a lot. It was a PS3 launch game, I think.
Well,
Terrible.
that was your first
Spider-Man
mistake.
3?
Yeah, the movie.
I don't know about that tropical.
Really?
I'll have to look it up.
I think it was a launch game.
Look it up. Oh, yeah, I just looked it up. He does fly based because of the hammer.
Ah.
Weird.
But the Thor game is not terrible. It's just not very polished. It's like a B tier game. There are very few of those, and Thor is one of them. It's Unreal Engine, I think. But yeah, nothing looks really good in it. it's just sort of. I think the best thing you can say about Thor the video game is that it is not terrible. It is somewhat playable. There are parts that are very baffling and I don't really understand them, but then once you get it, it's like, oh, I see. It's just not implemented very well. And then it's like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Some thought went into the making of this game.
I mean, doesn't some thought usually go into the making of all games? It's just the
But then
just isn't.
sometimes the execution is really bad. The execution here is like so-so. It's hard to describe. There used to be a lot of games, the B tier games, and there aren't very many anymore. But Thor is definitely like a B tier game. PS2 era B tier type game. But not terrible. I'm actually gonna finish it.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
Oh, that's right. The other one that I hated was Transformers Dark or whatever the most recent one was. That one was really bad.
The one that's the movie tie-in?
Yeah, the movie tie-in one.
Well, that's because the movie was terrible. So
Rise of the Dark Spark. Actually, I just saw the movie. The movie was not as bad as I thought it would be.
Yes, it was.
It
blocked
felt-
out all the bad parts.
It felt much more watchable than the third one or the second one. I think.
Really?
I guess.
I thought the third one wasn't that bad. The second one was so terrible, and the third one I was like, okay, that wasn't that bad. But it was,
It was
still
weird.
not
Like
good, and
I watched the third one a few times. In fact, I wanted to see the second one, and I accidentally rented the third one, which I own. And I was just like, out of spite, I'm going to watch this rented version.
How's that
And
out of spite?
I don't know. And then
I haven't
yeah,
heard
it was
anything
just
good
like-
about the fourth one.
there was just so many very cringing part. I don't know what the phrase is. Many parts of the third one made me cringe, and wow, I guess I did block those out because I can't remember what they are. And then I rented the second one finally, and I was like, oh, it's actually okay. And
Wait.
then
The second one's okay, drop to quote, and the third one's cringeworthy. Something's wrong here.
there were parts of the second one that were okay, and then as it like continued, it was like, oh wait, now I know why people don't like this one. Good. So that one was really long too, right? The second one?
I don't.
I think it was like over 2
They were
hours.
all longer than they needed to be.
I
Were
just
they
know
all
that
longer
the
than 2
second
hours?
one,
This is the first
the
one.
second half of the film is just not worth watching. And once you get to the first half, it's like whatever, you just stop because save yourself the trouble.
The fourth movie is like 2 movies.
Yeah, I've heard that the fourth one is like way too long and just goes on forever.
It's like 3 hours and some change. There is no reason for that. There's just no reason
But
for it.
Well, actually, I guess I watched it in 2 halves because I rate in the middle.
Tragical.
So I guess I didn't get the impact of the length
You
part.
had to sit in a movie theater and watch that crap for 3 hours and some change. You'd understand how terrible it was.
The thing is, like, I felt like the fourth movie was more watchable than some of the parts in the first 3, just because, I don't know, like the way they choreographed or maybe different character designs is just like there are lots of combat parts in the first 3 movies where it's just like I have no idea what's happening. I just see jumbled messes of metal.
And like the action's always out of frame or just like not framed
Yeah,
properly.
it's just like all this rolling metal. And then the fourth one was the action scenes, like you could actually kind of see what was going on. It's like, oh yeah,
Kinda see.
I think it's limbs. Like as long as you can see limbs, you can kind of understand what it is. And like you couldn't really see limbs in the other one. It was just like big piles of stuff, and it's like Katamari fighting other Katamari.
That would be awesome. Why is that not a game yet?
Katamari Battle Arena.
I buy it.
Oh, maybe like I I like Mark Wahlberg more than Shia
Ew,
LaBeouf.
what is wrong with you? He's like the worst.
His parts were like the human parts. I've I found them to be more palatable in the fourth one than the first three.
Only when the villains are talking. Only when the villains are talking.
So
That's all-
basically,
that-
they
I do like-
fixed two of the main issues. It only took them 4 films. All right, go Michael Bay.
Although he ended up making everything worse in the process, kind of defeats the purpose because they have to fix all that again. So,
I mean, yeah, I still think. Oh,
Great
if
movie.
you haven't seen Transformers Prime, like you gotta see that. That one was really good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I know what to expect from Transformers movies now, so my standards have been progressively lowered, and then so when I got to the fourth one, it got to like if you look at the graph, like finally the quality level of the movie is close to my expectation of it, and so I thought that wasn't so bad.
uh, yeah, it was. Yeah. Mm.
There are parts of it that are sort of like, really? Optimus Prime saying, "I swore never to kill humans, but when I find who did this, they're dead."
He did mention killing humans a lot in that movie, actually, which was
Mm.
a little. Huh.
Well, seeing as how the third movie ended, ... Just saying.
Yeah, but still, it's Optimus. He's supposed to be, Optimus.
They're-
That stuff.
yeah, I don't remember how that one ended. Wow.
He blocked it all out. He's like, there was a third movie?
But yeah, like I've come to the realization is like none of the Transformers characters matter except for Optimus Prime because that's how they treat them in the films. They're just interchangeable, and that's why basically every Transformers character that you know, you either don't know their names in the fourth one or they're dead from something. So
Yeah,
like
both,
yeah,
in some
like everyone
cases.
you knew in the first three except Optimus Prime is gone. Or in Bumblebee.
Oh, yeah, he is still there. Yeah, that one.
So they killed them all, and then the new characters, like, I don't even know what their names are, so they're not really characters, they're just props.
I like that one guy, though. The one with the coat, kind of. The car coat.
See, it's just
Car code.
That guy.
there's Car Coat guy, there's the one with the beard.
I like the samurai, though, too. When he was
yeah,
when they were
the
going through the
samurai.
ship, he was like, let's do this peacefully, and then he starts stabbing them. He's like, I kill you, I kill you, I kill you. I was like, what the hell? That was funny. But that was it. Everything else is terrible.
Yeah, they don't care about the Transformers characters.
Obviously, because that's why it took the Dinobots like 2.5 hours to show up. Biggest advertising in the movie shows up 10 minutes before the credits. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
How did we get here? Oh yeah, beat your game Thor.
Oh yeah.
Aimless podcast.
All right, we're
Episodes
going
later.
rating now. Bye. But no, that's what I've been playing and watching.
Okay. I guess I'll say the other thing I was playing real quick. Sly Cooper. Man, I forgot how hard the last section of that game is. Like, it's so cool though, because it completely changes to like a different style of game. Kind of, you're on rails, and then you have to do stuff, and it's like, whoa, this is. Well, it's not completely different. It's just from what you were doing previously. It's like a nice. It's kind of. Well, I guess I wouldn't say it's a nice change up. It's like an interesting. An interesting design choice to be like, well, you did stealth and stuff for the first 3/4 of the game. Now we're gonna throw you a curveball. But it is pretty fun because it's a bunch of like action-packed, cool set pieces. So that was fun, and I'm almost done with it. And then on to number 2. But yeah, that and Destiny for me. So yeah, and I've already gushed all over that. So RP, what have you been playing?
Destiny, because I like to punish myself sometimes. Go ahead and play this game that I can't have fun with because everyone else is too high level and doing all the fun stuff. And every time I get past one hurdle, I get dropped right back into that pit because it's like, oh, you got over 20? Too bad, because now you're not over 28. So good luck with that. So I'm just like, there's no way to win.
Actually, speaking of that, me and RPG found out today that you can get up to 9 coins from the weekly heroics, because he had 3 from doing it earlier with Yukino, and I was with him, and I did it with a different character that I already did it with, and he got the coins from that, and then he did it with me, and I got my 9, but he only got 6, so you can only get a max of 9 for the weekly heroics.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. But hopefully I have enough to actually buy something from that guy when he comes back, and hopefully he has something good, like boots. I need boots! Somebody just sell me some damn boots. I just want to be over level 25, and I'm like so close.
Actually,
so close.
it probably will, because I think he had helmets, chests, and... Well, no, helmets and chests the last 2 weeks, so... Maybe gauntlets? I don't know. But yeah, it's a 50-50 on if he'll have leggings this week.
It's so ridiculous, because it's like, I'm like right there. Like, either I could just upgrade my helmet or my chest armor, which I can't do because I don't have the ascended shards to do so, or I just buy a piece of armor that can replace the other ones that have light. But it just doesn't happen. I can't win. I can't win. So I don't know. I don't know. Which is strange because I get so many engrams and stuff, because Gamer was complaining about how lucky I was with getting like legendary engrams and stuff, but I'm like, I don't get anything from them. So it's like, what? It doesn't
now
matter.
You will.
Doesn't even matter. So I don't know. Well, I'm not going to play it anymore. I'm on strike. So I will show them.
Wait a minute, didn't you get a legendary? That's right, you got the shotgun when you're with me, and it's the
Yeah, I got-
convenient.
I got
It's
the
funny
shotgun.
because I'm never gonna use this gun.
Basically, because who uses shotguns? So yes,
I think I might have got that one too. For my
it's hilarious.
level 3 Vanguard. Oh, also, before we get off Destiny again, but I got all my characters. I got all my characters at level 28, so you know the push to 30 begins. And it's gonna be yeah. I can see the head though. We're almost okay. We're not almost there. I can see that. Okay, I can't see that. Never mind. We're not almost there. But yeah, the pushing
Not all.
starts now.
And I'm almost there. Not at all.
Anything else you've been playing, RPG?
Well, yeah, I'm still trying to get the taste of Destiny out of my mouth. Give me a second.
Well, since I've been playing a lot of PvE, do either of you two have anything to say about the Crucible
Multiplayer?
and like if it's any good or not?
I like
I love it.
Salvage, but most of the other modes I'm kind of just like, because I don't like, because I never really liked like team deathmatches or just straight up deathmatches in multiplayer games. So I think that's probably why I don't like whichever is the name of the counterparts to those, because they all have weird names. But I like the 3-on-3 thingy, the salvage one where you're like getting the relics and stuff, and it's 3 versus 3. So that's fun. I kind of like Control too, but the other ones I'm kind of just like
I like Control.
I was gonna say about the strikes. I would still like a playlist that goes every map in order, because I got stuck on summoning pits 4 times in a row. Thanks, Bungie. Yeah. Go Goth, you suck. Ugh.
Yeah.
Supposedly there's like some magic spot in that map where you can just sit in the corner and shoot the dude and not get damaged. So I will try that next time I get stuck there. Because I had 2 people doing it with me. I was like, wait, they're just sitting in the same spot and they're not getting damaged by the eye lasers? What?
Really?
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, actually, I do like Salvage, but that's only a limited time mode. So far, it's only been on for 2 weekends, I think. The rest of the time, there is no Salvage. So you have to play Control if you don't want to just run around and kill people.
yeah.
And it's really good.
Or
I like
Salvage.
it. It's weird how the balancing works. Like, sometimes people will leave the game because for whatever reason they've decided, I'm not going to play this anymore, and then they'll leave. and then you'll think that you're at a disadvantage because you're one player down, and you don't have that person's score to add to your score. And yet somehow it always sort of works out. I think it's because you have one person down, and so you don't have. It's harder to capture points and stuff, but.
Well, it's one
you
less
also
person for them to kill, though.
Yeah, like you have one less person for them to kill, so they can't get points as quickly either. And it's like, that's weird how that works. And the other thing is, man, the strategy is really neat because if you see 3 people on your team all capturing 1 point, then you're like, oh, cool, we're gonna get lots of points for that capture. But on the other hand, there are only 6 people on a team, which means that 3 of your people are just sitting there right now, and then there's only 3 of you out here, and then presumably the other 6 on the other side are out hunting to kill you. And it's just like, that's why, every time you're about to capture all 3 points, you start losing the one that's furthest away from you because there aren't that many people per team. And it's like, wow, there's just so much going on in this game mode. The design is incredible. It's really neat. It's sort of annoying though when you get into a game and everyone has decided it's like, we're just going to use fusion rifles. And yeah, like you'll turn a corner and you'll see like the glare off of someone's fusion rifle about to go off. It's like, well, nothing I can do. And you die.
It's like, oh no. That or shotguns. People like shotgunning people in the face in multiplayer.
Shotguns?
It's like a thing.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how to use them. So I haven't ever been able to do that. But yeah, mostly I get killed by fusion rifles Like, people use fusion rifles as shotguns that take a little bit of time to charge.
Well, I mean, they are essentially shotguns. They just...
Yeah, they do just destroy you. But, I think it was, like, right after the first time I finished the raid, I went and started playing Control and realized that the skill set is totally different. And I got destroyed for, like, an hour. And it's like, okay, I'm not playing anymore. But yeah, you make different choices in Crucible. In PvE, you kind of want to save your special ammo for those special occasions when you just need something